all of you people to the SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS Showcase Recap. We're excited to share with you all the amazing accomplishments our robotics team has done this year. From designing a robot to competing in a challenge, and our team has worked really hard on setting boundaries and redoing innovation and creativity in FRC.
Before we get started, we would like to thank all of our sponsors: WWS faculty, staff, and admin, Westfield community leaders, the First Indiana Robotics community, SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS alumni, and our friends and family. Thank you all for coming to show your support.
First Robotics was founded by Dean Kamen, an investor and entrepreneur who invented the Segway and iPod. His mission for FIRST is to inspire young people to be science and technological leaders and innovators. By engaging them in exciting mentor-based programs that build science, engineering, and technological skills, inspire innovation, and foster a well-rounded life and capabilities, including self-conscious communications and leadership, FIRST follows a term coined by Dr. Woody Flowers, FIRST Distinguished Advisor, called Gracious Professionalism, which is part of the ethos of FIRST. It is a way of doing things that encourages high-quality work, emphasizes the value of others, and the respects individuals and the community. Gracious Professionalism learns and competes like crazy, but treats one another with respect and kindness in the process. Knowledge, competition, and empathy are comfortably blended in the long run. Gracious Professionalism is part of pursuing a meaningful life where one can add to society and enjoy the satisfaction of knowing one has acted with integrity and sensitivity. FIRST offers multiple programs, including FL Discover for pre-K to FIRST, FL Discover for grades 2 through 4th, FL Challenge for grades 4 through 8th, and FIRST Tech Challenge for grades 7th through 12th, and our program, the FIRST Robotic Competition, or FRC, in high school. FIRST offers these programs in order to inspire younger kids to pursue or discover their love for engineering and give older students a way to express and explore their passions. FIRST Robotics works because it combines the excitement of sports with the rigors of science and technology. FIRST has been described by other students as a university of sports for the mind, and the hardest fun you'll ever have. Through FIRST, students have been able to discover the values of education and careers in STEM.
Our team consists of 22 students and 7 mentors, with 11 students and mentors returning this year. Every student is a part of a culture and technical project, as the rest of the presentation highlights. The culture projects manage tasks that ensure our team maintains the culture the students and mentors have built over the years, and is in alignment with the values of SRB and FIRST. This year, we have 4 culture projects: business, PR, outreach, and awards.
Hi, I'm Nazar, and I'm a member of the SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS business team. This sub-team is responsible for the team's finances and sustainability. Each student on the team is responsible for reaching out to a community business through a sponsor database and by email. This involves making sure our team has enough money to not only build the robot, but to also provide food and housing to our team during events. The business team also leads a SWOT analysis, which is a very detailed list of our team's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that we encounter throughout the season. The results of the SWOT analysis are used to highlight areas of the team that could use improvement and areas that we are strong in. The business team also focuses on fundraising, not only through our sponsorships, but by also creating our own merchandise that represents Westfield and our sponsors, while also following the game's theme.
Hi, I'm Royce. The Visuals Media Sub-Team is dedicated to documenting our team's progress and our growth throughout the season. We take pictures, write posts, and update the world on what's going on in SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS. We discuss our accomplishments and events and robot on our team updates as well.
Hi, I'm Rylan, and I'll be talking about the team updates. These team updates help share our celebrations and progression with the rest of the community. These team updates also help the community get interested in joining our team for Future Jesus. Thank you.
We've also created a strong connection with Rock TV, which is the school's weekly video announcements to show our team's achievements. We not only communicate about creating AdWords with Rock TV, but also team video updates, recap videos, and feature events for the whole entire school to see.
Peyton, and during the Charged Up season, I worked on several projects, including outreach and strategy. We were very active in our community this year. I and others helped organize several Dine to Donate fundraisers at community-beloved restaurants such as Big Hoffa's Barbecue, Handel's, Texas Roadhouse, and more. We also were well known in the pits for giving out custom 3D printed cone and cube-shaped pit awards. We gave awards for Best Pit, Best Robot, Teamwork, and Safety. To further our team's inclusivity, we gave out rookie kits to first-year FRC teams. These kits included crucial items such as safety glasses, zip ties, tape, and more. We gave a rookie kit to every first-year FRC team, even a team from Michigan.
Hi, I'm Abhijay, and to promote our club, the outreach team went above and beyond this year. This year, we were able to host a display at club events, at school fairs, Mr. Westfield, SMC Lego Day, First Day at the State House, and scheduling meetings for incoming high schoolers. To reach out to parents, sponsors, and other members of our community, we host an annual showcase where we unveil our robot for this season and also spread the message of FIRST to members of the Indiana community, such as our principals, Westfield Mayor, and even U.S. Senator Mike Braun. We have also partnered with the Westfield Public Library to help run camps, which we teach about space exploration and biomimicry. This year, we also partnered up with the Westfield Public Library's first LEGO League Challenge team by giving them a space to work, feedback on their presentation and robot, and also showing them what we do. Through these initiatives, we're able to expand our program and help the community. Another initiative this year was hosting another successful season of the first LEGO League Explorer program. It's built for 2nd through 4th graders to learn about robotics, engineering, and code through being able to play and build with Legos. This way, we were able to teach the kids about STEM while having fun and making an inclusive environment and also sharing the message of FIRST. This year, we contacted our district communications officer, Mr. Andrews, to promote the program to all elementary schools through the SHAM-ROCK Blast. We were able to fill up all 36 spots, 6 teams of 6 students in each team, within days, and this was outstanding response. And we even had even more on the wait list. This way, we were able to have 8 members of our team coach and mentor the 6 FLL Explorer teams. And at the end of the program, each team built a project, and we were able to go to the University of Indianapolis FLL Explorer Expo to present their projects and watch FTC and FLL Challenge teams compete. This allowed all the students to have fun and develop presentation skills. They could also see the other FIRST pipelines to join in the upcoming years.
Hi, my name is Alyssa, and during the off-season, we participated in a competition called CS for Good. This competition, we were tasked with solving a problem in our community and creating this solution with computer science. The problem that we found was that the parking lots at the high school were overcrowded. So to solve this, we created an app that would help direct students to open parking spots. We went to the State House and we competed against 4 other finalist teams. We took home the trophy, and we are currently working on implementing this app at our high school.
Hello, I'm Carson, and this year, our awards team wrote submissions for the Impact Award and the Woody Flowers Award. The Impact Award is one of the most prestigious awards in FIRST. It celebrates the team's uniqueness and culture. To submit the Impact Award, we had to write a 10,000 character essay, in which we went off of the documentation from last year and the planning process. We also included events this year, such as LGBTQ+ of FIRST, CS for Good Day, FLL Explore teams, and our annual SWOT analysis. The Woody Flowers Award celebrates a mentor who has been an outstanding mentor to the team and also this is nervous. Also, like an outstanding mentor, but also a leader in teaching science and technology. We were able to submit both awards and do a really great impact award submission.
Hello, my name is Moyen, and so LGBT Plus Affairs is a student organization that advocates and fosters inclusivity for the LGBT Plus community. And so LGBT Plus Affairs reaches out to over 1,000 members across several FIRST regions and funds multiple outreach endeavors. And so SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS is a go-to partner of FIRST, and we have been a go-to partner of FIRST since 2019. And part of being a go-to partner of FIRST includes fostering inclusivity in our environment and for others, providing resources for the LGBTQ community, and also hosting at least one presentation or event at one of our district competitions. At our first, the district competition that we hosted an event at was Typically Canoe, where we had a presentation over the different LGBTQ plus lives and their meanings in the groups that they represented. We had a turnout of 48 people. And then, as we advanced to the state competition, we decided to hold another LGBTQ plus first event, where we had a presentation over where the colors and the symbols and their meaning for the different LGBTQ plus communities and people. And that event was also a massive success with a turnout of 28 people.
Hi, I'm Graham. I'm the pit captain for SRB. And during matches, our robot moves around a lot and can sustain a lot of damage from impacting field elements and other robots, technical malfunctions, and simple wear and tear. So it's the job of the pit crew to diagnose, assess, and fix any and all problems that arise on the robot during matches. This year, we've made significant improvements to the way our pit functions, including a better organization of our pit. So the pit crew has an easier access to all tools and spare parts that we need. We've also updated our pit checklist so that the pit crew knows what parts of the robot have been diagnosed and fixed so far and what still needs to be done. In addition, we also organize a lot of PIT's training for all potential PIT crew members, thereby ensuring that every single member of the team knows how to fix, diagnose, and assess every single part of the robot versus just knowing how to fix the respective part of the robot that they worked on during build season. Besides robot repair, the PIT also serves the functionality of team image. So something we do is we decorate our pits to stand out and to publicize our values and accomplishments. We hang up pride flags in our pits to show off our value of inclusion as well as our gold tier partnership with the LGBTQ plus of FIRST. In addition, we hand out smaller handheld pride flags at our events, and over the course of the season, we handed out over 500 handheld pride flags at our events. We also hang up our sponsor banner to honor those who helped allow us to compete in these competitions. And we proudly display our awards to show off everything we've done and all of our accomplishments.
So, although it may not be the most fun part of robotics, every FRC team has to participate in scouting. The term scouting refers to collecting data on other robots and then using that data to improve our own strategy. During the charged up season, we'd frequently find that perhaps another robot prioritized cubes over cones, or had a fast drive team, or even had a slow intake. We would then use that data that we collected to improve our strategy and say, play more defensively or offensively, or prioritize a certain game piece over another. Also, if we found ourselves in a position to pick our own alliance members, then we could leverage that data to find a robot that comfortably suited our own strengths and weaknesses.
This year, we brainstormed on a new way to improve our process of gathering data on teams during competition. We came up with the idea to use Google Sheets and the iPads that were used for FLL, and it would allow us to skip the tedious process of using paper and pencil and writing every single team down when doing matches. We came up with the idea when we first tried to improve last year, and we used a new system from using computers and collecting data the day after each competition. To prevent this problem from happening this time, we used new formulas, new sheets, and new methods in order to gather data quickly and more effectively. Going into next season, we will continue to improve upon this design and find new ways to collect data.
Hello, my name is Drew. At the beginning of January is the first robotics competition game release, or kickoff. SRB spent its time at WHS learning about the game and then immediately went to the brainstorming designs and robot aspects. This was the beginning of a roughly 8-week build season where we designed, built, and tested a robot. We competed in Indiana's first Week 1 event at Mishawaka, Week 4 event at Tippecanoe, and the state championship at Anderson University. Between these competitions, our robot had multiple iterations in order to achieve a higher level of performance, reliability, and quality. This year, we split our teams into technical projects into six sections: the chassis, A-frame, claw, extension, electronics, and programming. This breakup was chosen to achieve an efficient use of team members, a speedy design and build process, and work towards an effective team communication system. Before we learn about these projects and our robot, let's take a look at this year's game animation, which is what the team is shown at the beginning of each competition season.
First robotics competition game, Charged Up, presented by Haas. 2 alliances of 3 teams each compete to score cubes and cones into their grid to charge up their community. The alliances earn additional points if their robots are docked to or engaged with their charge station. Robots start each match in their community and may be preloaded with either 1 cube or 1 cone. Each alliance may choose where to stage 4 additional game pieces. During the first 15 seconds of the match, robots are autonomous. Without guidance from their drivers, robots score preloaded game pieces, collect and score additional game pieces, and are docked to or engaged with their charge station. Charge station points earned during auto count towards a potential activation bonus. The grid has nodes specific to cones and cubes, and some where either a cone or cube can be scored. During the remaining 2 minutes and 15 seconds, drivers control their robots. Robots continue to collect cubes and cones from human players at their substations to deliver power to the grids in their community. Each community contains 3 grids. The center grid is the cooperation grid. A link is a line of 3 game pieces scored on the same row. Completing enough links earns the alliance a sustainability bonus. If each alliance scores at least 3 game pieces in the cooperation grid, the sustainability bonus threshold is lowered for both alliances. Robots are protected within their community and loading zones. As time runs out, robots race to their charge stations. Alliances earn points for each robot docked to or engaged with the charge station. Earning enough charge station points earns the alliance the activation bonus. The alliance that earns the most points wins the match.
For our robot's chassis and drive base, we utilized the Andy Mark AM14U5 chassis, following their instructions for an 8-wheel drop sensor drive base. We have 4 Neo motors connected to our drivetrain at a 10.71 to 1 gear ratio, which strikes a good balance between torque and speed. We chose this ratio simply for its usability and the robustness of the Tough Box Mini. We also cut down our chassis to be thinner than we would usually have it for the purposes of making our robot lighter, quicker, and more mobile. In addition, for allowing more space on the charge station so that other teams can more easily get on the charge station and balance it with us. On the bottom of our chassis, we had riveted Euroboard plates for cross-section strength, as well as for a place to attach electronics and our robot's battery.
Hi, I'm Lucas, and for this year, the extension team had the task of designing a system that would be able to reach all points to pick up pieces from anywhere on the field and score on all goals while not breaching any extension limits. To do this, we used 2 modified climber-in-a-box systems with Neo motors that were attached to 100-to-1 planetary gearboxes on the A-frame to tilt it back and forth, and Neo motors attached to 12-to-1 planetary gearboxes connected to the spools on the 2 climber-in-a-box kits so that we could push the cloth backwards and forth. Additionally, on the first stage of extension for the armature, we made sure to replace the 3-pound springs with 10-pound springs, and on the second stage, we replaced the 3-pound springs with 4-pound springs to make sure that we have enough force to fully extend the arm.
Hi, I'm Greg, and our original design for the claw on the robot was to have 2 elastic bands around C-shaped jaws, and it was supposed to allow the claw to grab both the cone and cube. However, none of the elastic bands we tried would fit and would work properly, so we instead cut some brackets out of the Euroboard to hold compliant wheels in place, or as you can see in the lower right photo, and that was the design that we used in our Mishawaka event. After we got back from the Mishawaka event, we decided that we needed to do rework on the claw.
Hi, I'm Zach. There were multiple things we wanted to improve. First and foremost, we wanted to adjust the usability. The arms of the claw didn't open very wide, which made positioning difficult, as well as the positioning of the wheels left a gap, which allowed game pieces to slip through. As a solution to this, the curved arms were replaced with straight ones, and the wheels were positioned inside the arms. We also wanted to address stability and binding issues, which were fixed by adding a top plate, and we also added 2 more cylinders.
Hello again. Everyone knows a robot cannot work without power, but knowing how it works with power gets a little bit trickier. We start with a 12-volt battery, and from there that goes to the main breaker and then to the PDH, or Power Distribution Hub. From the Power Distribution Hub, we power 8 different motors and 8 different spark maxes, which then control the motors. The spark maxes limit the voltage of the motors, but then also control the speed with that limited voltage. Along with those road motors, We also have the Rio. The Rio is the main brain of the robot. It holds the code and controls all the other functions, including the Spark Maxes. From there, we have the radio, which is its own little Wi-Fi so that we can connect to the robot. And then we have the Limelight. That little black box on the front of the robot is like our vision camera. We can emit a green light and see vision tape, or we can look directly and search for April tags. Another thing we added this year was the pneumatics. We have 3 solenoids, which take an electrical signal and then open or close a valve to put air into the cylinders. The cylinders then open or close the claw. Going off our success last year with the LEDs, we knew we needed to add them again this year. And so we added them even brighter and even more different types of LED controls. With all those combined, we strive to make our robot one of the coolest and prettiest.
When making this year's robot code, we started out with last year's code and then added more complex systems on top of it. We started out with making sure that the robot could balance itself. So we implemented a PID system, which would allow the robot to know how tilted it was and at what angle. Another system that we added was the ability for the robot to use Path Planner, which would allow the robot to make more complex movements faster than programming it by hand.
Hi, I'm Rowan. A major part of our robot this year was the LEDs, which we programmed to do a number of things. During the autonomous mode, the LEDs would turn red, signaling that we were on the red alliance, or it would turn blue, signaling that we were on the blue alliance. We also made it turn green when we were in the teleoperated mode, signaling that the driver was now in control. When the robot was idle, they would cycle through the colors of the rainbow. We also used it for practical purposes during the competition, creating buttons for the operator to press to signal the human player. So pressing one button that would turn the LEDs yellow, signaling for a cone, and another button that would turn them purple, signaling for a cube. Additionally, this year, we experimented with April tags, which were placed around the field. We used the limelight on the robot to detect the April tags, and depending on the number read, it would locate itself on the field. This was then used to determine the type of autonomous it would use during the match. If it was placed in the right spot, it would just place a cube on the high spot and then back up out of the community. Otherwise, it would back up out of the community, then balance itself on the charge station. Some additional features we added were the celebrate button, which we could press to celebrate, or the drive team could press to celebrate if we did anything worth celebrating, and it would quickly cycle through the various colors of the rainbow. And this year we added a new feature. In accordance with our commitment to inclusivity, we added a feature that cycles through the various LGBTQ+ flags through the LEDs.
Welcome to the season recap portion of tonight. We had the pleasure of attending some amazing events this year, and we can't wait to share our experiences and results with you.
Hello, I'm Jax, and over the course of the competition, we've had a great season where both students and mentors worked so hard for the robot to work. Our first event was at Mishawaka. At the end of qualifications, we ended in 19th place and were chosen to be part of the third seeded alliance. We went on to be semi-finalists and in the competition with 7 wins overall. Our second event was at Tippecanoe. At the end of qualifications, we ended in 27th place and were chosen to be part of the 6th seeded alliance. We went on to be finalists for the first time in team history, ending competition with 7 wins overall. We will now play a recap of the event. final event was the state championship. Our final event was the state championship, and in the qualifications, we had 17th place and served as a backup spot for the 6th seed Alliance. We had states with 7 wins.
Hello everyone, my name's Matt. I'm one of the mentors for the team. So students just gave a great overview of everything that they've accomplished this season. And we wanted to take a little bit of time to recognize a few of our outstanding students. The first students we'd like to recognize are our Dean's List Award nominees. So each team has the opportunity to nominate up to 2 sophomores and juniors as Dean's List Award nominees. The award description from first is that the students who earn first Dean's List status are great examples of current student leaders who have led their teams and communities to increase awareness for FIRST and its mission while achieving personal technical expertise and accomplishment. As part of this nomination, each of the students had the opportunity to interview with judges at events to compete for the award at each event. As part of our recognition of our Dean's List nominees, we will be presenting them with our 3D printed trophies. So our first nominee is Carson. So, this is Carson's 3rd year on the team. He joined as a freshman during the at-home challenges. We all know what that was about. He's been a leader for programming, electronics, awards, and FLL Explorer, among other things on the team. He has a passion for FIRST that he shares with his teammates and the elementary school students that he mentors through FLL Explorer. Carson's very dependable. We can always trust him to get something done and even improve how we do things as a team. I'm very excited to see what cool LED patterns that he'll be programming in the future. Thank you very much, Carson.
Hello, I'm Brian Alcloss. I'm one of the new mentors this year, new teacher of Westfield. I want to talk about BJ. Well, not BJ. He's our 2nd Dean's List nominee. BJ made it to the state finals for the Dean's List, so it was a pretty good accomplishment. So again, his trophy here. We'll go into BJ here. Say a few words about BJ. This is his 2nd year on the team. This year he has been one of the leaders in our outreach and our programming teams, really bringing some experience he had and some passion for computer science. Along that line, one of the things he was really passionate about back in the fall was getting some of his fellow SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS students involved in the CS for Good challenge. So he brought this to the attention of his teammates and really rallied them around and got them together to develop their projects. Went down to the State House and presented. The kids did very well, and they won that competition. So it was a really all sort of spearheaded here by BJ. Other things he's done outside the club here, he's been active in doing the speech. He's done very well with his speech competitions. I believe next year he's on the senior class council and also a school council, right? So he's active outside as well as in our SHAM-ROCK class here. So I can't wait to see what he does next year. Really good leadership skills, and I can't wait to see that grow for next year.
Hello, my name is CJ Wood. I'm one of the design mentors for SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS. And before we start this next segment, I'd like to describe it. So our senior recognition is a time where we reflect on our senior students, whether they've been here for all 4 years or a year. We'd like to bring them out, make sure that they are recognized for all of their hard work and dedication to the team. So first, I'd like to bring out our senior Will South. So Will is our only 4th year senior on the team. He leads mechanical and build portions of the team. He was last year the Dean's List semifinalist that we chose to also compete at the state, like Carson and BJ were. If I have to say one thing about Will, is his passion for inclusivity for the team. He always strives to make this a very, very inclusive environment, make sure that everyone's welcome and feels welcome, and that if anyone has a problem, he can help them with that problem, or he can point them to a mentor or someone else who can help them with that issue. So, a little bit about what Will did this year. He did a lot to teach students about how to properly use power tools, how to properly build things, and also himself learning how to do CAD. So he took up CAD, helped with the armature and the A-frame for design, and he also used those skills he learned to then go off on a side project and lead the side project to make a battery cart for us, which is really important. Next, along with the inclusivity stuff, he led the organizing and hosting of our LGBTQ+ first events. And Will plans on attending IUPUI for cybersecurity. We also have things for the students, which are these first alumni cords. So when they walk across the stage and get their diploma, they can wear those.
Hi, my name is Nathan Petrie. I'm an engineer at Bastion Solutions and a mentor on this team. I'm here to talk about another senior, Graham. This is his third year on the team. He joined during the at-home challenges, and he quickly stood out as a leader. He was also one of our Dean's List nominees from last year. And his big focus is the pit, so he's our pit captain. He, as he mentioned in the presentation, so he'll be in the pit. At all times he trains up the other students on the pit activities, and that a big part of being in the pit at competitions is talking to judges, which is a pretty, big thing for some students to have to do is represent our team well to adults they've never met. And he also helps write essays for awards, and he helped us win the Chairman's Award 2 years ago, which is the most prestigious award that you can win in first. He acts as a mentor for his teammates, especially shown by his leadership with this year's drivetrain and last year's climber, this year's extension. He, as part of being pit captain, he, as I mentioned, was a pit. He trained everyone on pit activities. So he actually would, break parts of the robot and then have them fix it. And then also, everyone was like, well, hang on a second, we want to try breaking the robot and you fix it. And so they all picked something to break, wrote it all down, and then he, by himself found every little thing that they had broken and fixed it. So that was just a cool little thing. And then he's planning on attending Purdue for mechanical engineering. So.
Hi, I'm Will Cover. I'm one of the new mentors this year as well, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Ryan here. So this is Ryan's second year on the team, and he's made a lot of great contributions to SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS so far. From being a part of scouting and strategy data, he's done a fantastic job every match, making sure that every team is accounted for, watching and very heavily deciphering all the data that him and his team have collected throughout every single match and every single gameplay, tournament, district, you name it. He's worked well with a couple other students like Moyen to develop these scouting and data sheets that all the students he used on our iPads this year. And he worked well with Peyton to fully develop any strategy to counter any team that there was possible at the district events. He's become very good at explaining to others exactly what he sees in the data. He can find any pattern and make it easy to understand and tell our drive team exactly what they need to do to win the match much easier. Over the course of his 2 years, he's become very much more involved. Not only last year working on intake and design assembly with the robot, he's been able to assist with the claw and is always a helping hand when needed. He's been working with Marley and Nathan a lot with the field elements that we will present later on to help us practice with our robot in our own school. Over the past 2 years, he's developed a great personality. He's come out of his shell, as you would say. Though still a little quiet, he's got a very fun, joyous personality, making friends, having fun, joking around with the other students, but is still very serious when the tasks need to be done. And as well as improved his communication between other team members. Ryan is now planning to study biology at Purdue University next year. I'm excited to see what that comes about. So, Ryan, congratulations.
Hello again. The next student we'd like to talk about is Alyssa. This is her first year on the team, and we are sad that she cannot spend more time with us. She has been a huge part of the programming team, taking it up very quickly and just putting her all into everything that goes into the robot and everything that goes into programming. Big props to her for stepping up into a drive team role. Seeing her in that role this year was absolutely amazing. She did a fantastic job in her role. As you saw in the video of the recaps, she was the person trying to help signal our driver and our operator to make sure that at 54 feet across the field, they were able to make sure that that robot was aligned. So going through our team meetings, after every meeting, we have what's called pluses and deltas, which is our goods and our not so goods of the events. So she had wonderful insight. Every time we'd have pluses and deltas, she'd bring up good points that no one else was really thinking about, and she just always coming out with good ideas. She's kind of quiet, but she's very confident in what she does and how she presents herself to the team. You may, at first glance, think that she's kind of timid, but once you get talking to her, she's very, very knowledgeable about what she is talking about, and she has great things to say, especially to judge reps. She's always positive, even if we have a rough streak like Tippecanoe. For qualifications, we went 3-9, but you couldn't tell that she was upset or anything. She always had a smile on her face. She was always upbeat, happy-go-lucky, and the drive team really needed that. And going on, next steps, Alyssa plans to attend Purdue University for computer and information technology.
So I get to talk about introduce our mentors. So our mentors are exceptional professionals who are offering guidance, support, and advice to students who are trying to expand their life and technical skills in the field of robotics. Our mentors come from various backgrounds, such as Rolls-Royce, Aptiv, Bastion Solution, Teachers, Lighthouse Center for Autism, Matrix Technology. This diversity allows for a group of exceptional people that can help the robotics team with almost anything they want to learn.
I'll be talking about Matt Feldman, he's way over there. Matt is the lead mentor on our team and is absolutely vital to our success. Before the 2022 season, we had lost a lot of our mentors who had moved or just couldn't be on the team for extenuating circumstances. So Matt stepped up to the role of lead mentor to ensure our team's survival. He's someone that you can always go to for any kind of advice, whether for a technical project, a culture project, or even just general life advice. And during the build season, I barely, if ever, see him actually touch a tool, because instead what he does, he'll instruct students how to use those tools, show them how to use it, and then lets them do it themselves, so that they can get a good hands-on practical learning. He does a great job of keeping students involved and engaged. And speaking of involvement, Matt ensures that every student on the team is currently active and involved in something. Matt has personally instructed me for some of the newer students to go to them and bring them as part of whatever projects I was working on. Again, versus just telling the student, telling that student themselves to get involved in something. to not only get that student involved, but also to teach the senior students, like myself, the values and applications of inclusivity and teamwork. He's just a great mentor, and we wouldn't be half the team that we are now if it wasn't for him.
So I get to talk about CJ Wood. And as you can see, he loves robots. CJ works closely with the team members, sharing his experience and guiding them through the process of design and construction. CJ was patient, attentive, answering questions and addressing challenges while the team encountered them. He also provided valuable feedback and suggestions to the team to help them refine the design and improve the functionality of the robot. With CJ's assistance, the robotics team was able to build a successful, high-performance robot that exceeded everyone's expectations. And with this, we do have a special surprise for CJ. So CJ, I ask you to stand in front of the stage. I would like you all to look at the bottom of our robot. It's upside down. It's upside down. So this may seem like a funny joke and everything, but the reason this is on there is because we had time where our robot tipped over and we had bent our A-frame. CJ helped us to figure out how to fix the A-frame by putting a splint or a brace on the A-frame, which kind of bent it a little bit back into place. But then when that came out, Abby, one of our other mentors, made a meme of Father Help that came, and it was a big meme through the Star Wars stuff and that. If you understand the meme a little bit more. There's not really much I can explain about it, but we wanted to put Father Help on the bottom of this robot, but we thought it'd be a lot funnier if we just put CJ on the bottom of it. So it's more of the robot asking CJ for help, and we didn't want to flip the robot, so it never flipped at states, so we never got to see it. So this is the first time anyone but me, Nathan, and Matt have seen this. So.
Mr. Marley is an amazing teacher that teaches engineering and technology. Outside of teaching, he's an amazing mentor. Mr. Marley is the teacher sponsor of Westfield SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS. Without him sponsoring SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS, and his time, we wouldn't be where we are today. Thank you.
Brian is a new mentor that joined us for the 2022 to 2023 season. And so he has helped with several projects, with both technical and non-technical. And so starting with this, one of the first things that he helped with was with the CS for Good team. And he made sure that the essay that they sent to Next Tech, the sponsor of the CS for Good competition, he made sure that the essay encapsulated all of our CS for Good team's efforts that they put into the project. During build season, he has also helped with building the chassis and the bumpers, ensuring that that they're built correctly and safely, and making sure that our robot will hopefully never incur damage during our competition. And during our competitions, he has helped with scouting data, making sure that we walked into our line selections with clear and concise data.
Hello, my name is Nathan McDaniel, and I'll be talking about Nathan Petrie. Nathan Petrie is one of our great mentors. He's worked closely on multiple different parts of the robot, including the electrical, the claw, and the pneumatics. He also helped help mentor all of us making all the game pieces that are behind the curtain right now, but we wouldn't have been able to practice with the robot if it wasn't for him. So without Nathan's help, we wouldn't have been able to have the amazing season that we did.
So, my name's Will, his name's Will. So I get to talk about him because he's the greatest name given to someone. Like, it's not disputed. But Will is a first-year mentor, and he came on, he didn't really know what he was doing, but he didn't let that stop him. He helped so many kids learn how to use CAD, which is what we use to design the robot before we build it, which without CAD, we probably wouldn't have a robot that looks as good as it is now. He also is the mentor that probably cracks the most jokes while keeping it appropriate. That's a big thing. But Will personally helped me a lot with not only this year, but he came by and he was volunteering at certain fields last year. And even then, he'd always shoot you a high five, a smile. He always wants to include anyone and everyone he can. Whenever we're going through the design process, he'll throw out his idea, but he immediately goes and asks the next person for their idea. And he always makes sure every student has an input in what is happening. If the student's not talking, he always goes and, what do you think about this? What do you think about this part? He always wants to have everyone be part of this robot.
Ivy Clutch is a new mentor that also joined us this year as well. And she helped mainly the non-technical aspects of our team. And so she helped with our first impact, like documentation and organization, just making sure that things like flowed well and like worked well within our team. And then during our the AM competition season, some of the things that she has helped the team with include helping us set up for our LGBTQ+ first event, and also helping our Dean's List nominees, Carson and BJ, practice for their interviews, and also helping our first Impact Award presenters with their interviews for the first Impact Award. What's next for SRB? So after our season concluded after the state competition at Anderson University, and in the near future, we plan on incorporating, hopefully adding Serve Drive, courtesy of One Touch Automation. We plan on hoping to add Serve Drive to our repertoire, and hoping to add it, and hoping to be able to use it in future seasons. We also plan on nurturing our relationships with the school, our community, our FLL Explore teams, our FLL Challenge teams, our FTC teams, and other FRC teams, and also our gracious sponsors.
So this robot right here looks really cool, but this program carries a very significant financial component. And we wouldn't be able to make this robot without the levels of experience from our mentors, along with the gracious sponsors that we have. As you can see on the screen there, every single one of those sponsors has either given us money or materials to build this robot, which we wouldn't be able to do without them. And then SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS has put in a huge effort into our goals and working diligently to achieve them. Through our cooperation, technical knowledge, innovation, learning experience, and our strong connection with our community, we've been able to live out the core values of FIRST and create the next generation of problem solvers. And with this, I would also like to extend a very big thank you to Jamie. She is Carson's mother, and she was the one behind putting all of our meals together this year, making sure everyone was fed, putting in meal orders, helping get our hotel rooms. And she's also not just Carson's mother, but we see her as the mother of SHAM-ROCK-BOTICS. I'm forgetting everything tonight, guys. So we would also like to have you guys stick around. We're going to give a robot demo and you guys can come up, see the robot up close, ask any questions. We'll be happy to answer any and all questions for you guys. Oh yeah, I'd like to thank all of you guys for coming out, because without your guys' support, parents, sponsors, we wouldn't be able to make this happen. With the parents bringing all the kids to the practice, putting in the hours to come and see us, we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys.